Niajeni wana sauti, welcome back to The Voice KE. Today we are diving into a crucial situation unfolding in East Africa that demands our attention. Human rights defenders from Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania have just released a powerful and urgent press statement that they are saying should concern us all. Let's break it down. For the past few days, dedicated activists and civil society leaders from Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania have been meeting in Nairobi. Their focus: the rapid shrinking space for fundamental freedoms in their region. They have just issued a press statement that paints a stark picture of escalating state-sponsored repression. This isn't just a political issue, it's about the fundamental rights and dignity of people across East Africa. These brave individuals are on the front lines, and their message is clear: the situation is deteriorating fast.
Across Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania, we are witnessing a coordinated and deliberate campaign to restrict fundamental freedoms, dismantle civil society, and silence dissent. Civic space, the very oxygen of democracy, is being suffocated through draconian laws, intimidation, surveillance, and state violence.
In Kenya, the activists are highlighting a deeply worrying resurgence of enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings. They specifically mentioned young people, outspoken activists, and critics of state security agents as being targeted. Think about that. People simply speaking out are at risk of disappearing. They have even named individuals like Brian Ouko, Otiende, Ibrahim Ramadhan, Dennis Muthoi, and a student, Musa Kibet, as recent examples.
In the last 3 months, killings and disappearance of Brian Odhiambo, Ibrahim Ramadhan, Dennis Muthoi, as well as Form 3 student Musa Kibet by state operatives are clear evidence of the deteriorating situation.
Moving to Uganda, the situation is described as a chilling new normal, where abductions and illegal detentions of government critics and opposition members have become commonplace. Imagine living in a society where simply disagreeing with the government could lead you to being snatched in broad daylight and potentially ending up in a torture chamber. That's the reality these activists are describing. They also point out the continued detention of civilians in military courts, defying even their own Supreme Court rulings.
Dozens of young activists associated with the National Unity Platform have gone missing or have been found in torture chambers after being seized in broad daylight. These acts are carried out with impunity in a country where the rule of law has been systematically undermined. Despite the Ugandan Supreme Court ruling for civilian cases not to be heard in military courts, most prisoners are still detained under military courts, and their cases have not been transferred to civilian courts.
In Tanzania, the activists speak of a pervasive climate of fear that stifles dissent. The unrecovered disappearances of young people and the brutal killings of activist Ali Kibao serve as a tragic reminders of the high cost of speaking truth to power. This isn't just about isolated incidences, it's about a systematic effort to silence any opposing voices.
The disappearance of scores of youth, including Dew Soccer, remain unresolved. Further, the brutal killing of activist Ali Kibao, whose badly mutilated body was found at the ocean shore in Dar es Salaam, is a grim reminder that freedom of expression and assembly remain under siege.
What's crucial to understand is that these aren't isolated problems. The activists emphasize that these are systematic patterns of eroding democratic institutions, a growing intolerance for any form of dissent across Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. Beyond these core issues, the statement also highlights the deliberate targeting of opposition leaders through harassment and arrest, and perhaps Most disturbingly, they reveal an emerging practice of illegal cross-border deportations, essentially sending people back into the hands of the very regimes they are fleeing. This is a direct violation of international law and a moral outrage.
So there is a continuous rise and resurgence of dictatorship in East Africa. Our leaders have collaborated and decided to work together to suppress our citizens of East Africa. And that's why, more than ever before, it is important for us as activists, but most importantly, as citizens of East Africa, to unite and work together to break down this dictatorship across East Africa.
Yes.
The voices of these activists are a vital lifeline for democracy and human rights in Africa.
We affirm our collective resolve to work together to protect human rights, defend civic space, and expose violations across the region. We will not be divided by borders, intimidated by threats, or silenced by repression.
The time for action is now. The time for solidarity is now. The time to reclaim civic space in East Africa is now. Let's stand with these courageous human rights defenders and ensure their voices are heard. Reporting for The Voice KE, my beautiful name is Shed Collins. Wangoi.
Brutality down.
Down.
Down, down with femicide down.
Down.
Down, down with femicide down.
Down.
Down, down with betrayers down.
Down.
Down, down with betrayers down.
Down.
Tunaona, tunasikia na tutabonga. The Voice.